Okay, I just spent a lot of time recreating the fortress, but this time with things in their correct place. So you can see there's our stream, and this time instead of coming right up into the middle of it, we're up to the left about 1 square of 10. And yes, this is because I can't count. I will get better at it. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the wagon. I tried to get it to about where we were before. I decided to dig and expose the cavern and realized just how bad my mistake was. So I'm going to get it back on track, and we'll spend a little time taking care of our dwarves before we go down and start getting greedy. All right, let's see. This was our original stockpile. I'm turning it off for just food at the moment, so we can clear out. And I'm going to go ahead and set up digging areas so we can get our brick going. Now, one thing I had done on the other that was waiting to do here is get our wells built. There we go. It's up. All right, so water will not pour up into our cavern when we go to do it now. Let's see. I still got to zone things out. I know I could have taken care of more of this before I came back to play, but I got 2 hours left in the day, and I don't know if I'm doing this tonight or not. Bedroom. All right, we'll come back. We'll start assigning everybody. Yeah, in this version, I just played it all on Fast Dwarf, so I'm a little ahead of where I was in the other one. This can be Chief Medical Dwarf. Broker can go here. This will be the bookkeeper, and then this will be the manager because they both need offices. Oh, manager is the expedition leader at the moment. Bookkeeper. Expedition leader. Alright. I got those 4 set up, so we'll go down to our bedrooms. Get these guys set up. Or at least enough to handle the first couple of waves of immigrants. And then we'll get into more interesting things. This sounds like it's a little loud. Let me get that volume turned down here. There we go. I like my ambient music, but I don't like it too loud. And I need to find more of it. Okay. I never did set up the zones for the inn or the temple or the library, so let's take care of those right now. Do this as a meeting area. It'll be our new inn and tavern. We'll come back and assign people to it later once we have more people. Let's see. Need the new meeting area. This will be our new library. And let's get these started digging. I still haven't seen how many gods we have yet, so I like to start with the 6 down here. and then we can create more as we need them. Alright, we just got our first wave of migrants before the caravan has shown up. We got everybody busy doing something. Get that going. But now that I have a little bit of a population, I need to check on my work orders. Let's see. Alright, so we got our... We'll add bins to this too. I hate using bins, but they really come in handy for things like clothing and armor and such. You use it for other stuff and it just becomes difficult to manage. So you have to be careful with your stockpiles to turn off the bins when you get there. Alright, so make sure we got 10 empty bins being constructed all the time. Other furniture we need, I like to do the chests and the cabinets at the same time, so we'll do 42 boxes. And the same thing with the cabinets. Two cabinets. That way when you forget about it and then you come back and you fill in your new dwarf bedrooms, you've got all the furniture you need. So this one will do armor stand and weapon rack. Weapon rack. And we need logs to do it. Alright, then we need tables and chairs. Gotta do it as a work order. And I don't usually need more than 10 chairs at a time, so leave that alone. Same thing with tables. And what I can also do here is pedestals, because we will need lots and lots of those. And just remember, we can come back and make the nice stuff later once we get some... Wait a second, what did it say to me? Uh-oh. Do we need to cut more trees down? We probably do. Alright. Yes, because I had not set this up to do getting rid of trees. So, let's get this underway. We saw that the caravan came in this way. So we're going to go down and we're going to set up our outline of what our secondary walls are going to be, and we'll go with microcline blocks for these. Alright, we can switch this sort of tree cutting to 1. There we go. Do we have anybody dedicated to tree? He shall become dedicated. That reminds me, we got Jim's cutting away. Let's see how good our gem cutter is too, because one thing to do to make sure you get better gems. Alright, we'll focus on him. Skills are, he's an expert, so since we're just cutting our regular gems, we're going to change this to minimum of talented. That way somebody else comes in talented but not expert, they can still work on it and get more experience, but we don't want anybody who doesn't have the experience working on it. Alright, so we get that going. Let's get all of our corners set up. flock of birds. Start stealing all my crap. We'll take care of that in just a minute too, before we start digging underground. Oh, wrong one. Get the trees cleared in our direct path of where our wall's going to be. Microclimb blocks. Now this also reminds me, we want to get this area protected. And I do like to have my up and down doors. So let's get that started. And just to make things look nice later, we'll put floors in our openings. Let's see. Keep our trees good and cutted along our full path here. And still have nothing gathered for that. Alright, anyway, we got migrants, summer, need logs, we'll have those soon. Okay. You see everything changed, but everything stays the same. Let's stay back up here. What do we got? I still need guys digging because I got stuff ordered. I don't know why he wasn't digging. Let's see how they're doing. Alright, they're coming up to take care of this. Alright. Now it's a matter of letting the dwarves do what they gotta do. Except that I'm running low on meat, so let's set up the animals to slaughter. I think I did this in the other version, but now we're back here. Alright, we got 3 large, and we'll leave these guys alone. But what we do need to do, because we set up a meeting area, and when you do that without having your animals a designated area, your animals will go hang out in the meeting area and then starve to death. Don't ask me why. I don't understand it. Alright, so this is our pen and pasture. And we are going to assign all the younger animals to it. And the problem is you're going to have to remember to do this every single time you get new migrants in with their pets and crap. What I'll also do sometimes is just murder the pets to clear them out of the stock and memory. Your dwarves will grieve for a little while, but then it's over. Okay, we're moving into autumn. Alright, continue. We're also going to need to go and do our gather plant thing so we can get these started. But we're doing fine on drinks, so it's not as big of a pressing matter as it could be. But it's a good habit to get into, just having your surface farms done, because you really need the variety in case something happens and your plump helmet crop fails or pigtails or what have you. Okay, what else we got? While we have for other things to happen, I'm going to continue building out the workshops that I know we'll need in the future. For example, we'll need more farming stations. Oh, I'm low on jet blocks. We need these to turn into workshops eventually. And an ashery. Yay, I can make it. And a soap maker. Where are you? Let's see. Did I get the other two set up down here? I did not. We need a dyer. And leather worker. Now this also gives me the chance to set up some of the basic stockpiles that I like to use. That really should be close to your workstations, so they don't have to travel too far to take care of things. And these guys always need bins too, so I'll leave the stockpile editing doesn't have to be very complicated for these. So, as they dig this out, alright, here we go. This is my leather stockpile. And there's our train carrier. One of my dwarves just got hurt cutting trees. Where's that? There you go. Woodcutter is unconscious. Great. Let's assume he'll survive since I've got the hospital set up. And everybody who is awake and not unconscious can start moving the gems to be traded. Now I've relocated my microphone so the mouse sounds and clicking and scraping on the surface shouldn't be right in your face anymore. So let me know if that is better, if there's anybody who cares to. Let's see. This whole thing's a little too big. I thought I had it worked out so it was perfect. That's better. We should auto-sized. There we go. Yay, now you can see everything. Okay. That's going. Get the broker up here. Go with the diplomacy again. Now, like I described before, there's not too much that we want in the future. But we do want fish to keep our shell supply. And until I get the cloth industry running, we want all the clothing wear for the made out of cloth. I'm not going to worry about the armor stuff yet. So we have a couple of things in stock to keep things happy, and that's something we got to do too. Next is set up our military. Why don't we do that right now? All right. First thing, before you can do your military, you got to first create a militia commander who, so we don't lose our expedition leader, we'll use the tactician. Okay, now we can create a new squad. We want them to be metal armor and just add in the guys who've got some sort of fighting experience. That's all you need for right now. We're going to set up the training rooms in different squads later, and we can do specialization for crossbow, marks dwarves, etc., etc., etc. Alright, and then to get rid of it, you click on the shield again down there. Alright. Then so we don't have to wait. There we go. We can get our stuff to the trade depot so much quicker this way. Eventually I set up stockpile areas that are closer, but for the gems, the value versus the weight, you don't really need to do that much. And we're going to switch to food, pre-prepared food anyway. Just need the opportunity. Alright, while we wait, let's clear some of the notices. Alright. Now we can go back to slowing our dwarves down. And we'll do our trade. Like I said, we want a bar in hand in case we get a strange mood that needs it. Why don't we go ahead, since we have a lot of money, get a couple of instruments, keep our dwarves happy. Now, like I said, you want all the cages you can get that aren't crazy pricey, because you can slaughter the animals and we'll need traps set up soon. Oh, I got screwed on barrels. We don't need weapons. Doesn't hurt to have a couple extra picks. We'll get the coats and the clothes that we can. Nothing will set a dwarf into a depressed mood more than wearing raggedy clothes. So, gloves, mittens. And like with the bags, like I said, try to buy all the bags that are filled with things. You'll never need quicklime or plaster, except for the occasional bone break, which the splints work just as well on. But I like to collect them anyway, make something to stockpile later. But I can just go through, look at the yellow, and click on yeah, I'll get it. Because then I'll get all the flour and sugar and sandbags that I need. And that adds up quick. And then, like I said, if you can afford it, buy all the bins if you can. Don't need... I like extra anvils. They're a good source of iron. For when you run out, you can just melt them real quick. Buy all the food, because you want to start your prepared food industry pretty quickly, because it is just as or more profitable than your gems. Particularly when you stop digging nearly as much, because you've got everything set up that you need set up. Alright, loincloths. We don't need to worry about backpacks or traps. Cheeses are good. We got splint and crutch industry going ourselves. We're not ready for hives yet. And it never hurts to have a sheet. Alright, so now we can take some of these out of our trade screen. Do we have any high price ones? Yes. 300. Alright. Alright, looks like we're as close to the line as we can. There we go. Alright. We're done with our first trade. So now we can continue setting up our security system. Now what I will do is create another square around the trade depot. Microclimate blocks. But the trade wagons need a way in and out, so we got to give them a path of at least 3 wide. While we're doing that, why don't we just make everything look nice up here? And give everything a floor around the trade depot. Let's see something. Nope, it wants to rebuild our flag column floor. Alright. This is something I consider a bug in the game. is when you go to floor over an existing floor, and it looks like I totally screwed these guys up, sorry. You're going to try to build walls, and we don't need walls there, we wanted flooring. See, this is where most of my time gets wasted, correcting my mistakes. But it's all worth it in the end. Alright, and then these are our last two spots. These were mistakes too. Oh hell, I should have just done this. Alright, let's see how they got along on our walls yet. They haven't even started. What is everybody busy with? Alright, our woodcutter, let's keep him busy. If he's not, was he knocked out? Let's see what his health is. Looks like he got better. Did I turn off our trader? No. You can get back to work too, Buster. Alright. Let's keep cutting trees while we can. Alright, and I hate these high levels, so I want them to cut this down first. We'll come down and get rid of it. Now, I think I mentioned once upon a time that I like to turn this central thing into a tower. And I usually do that near the beginning. I'll start with a set of stairs that go all the way up. You gotta come down one from your top level, and then it becomes a stairway. Alright, and another reason I like to do this is, once we do have a stairway built, at least in one of the corners, I can come up and we can cover this. That helps keep the birds from stealing any gems or any items you've just bought from the trading depot. And that comes in handy. And since we've already traded and I've been talking for a little while, I'm going to let it run so we can get some of this construction underway. But I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break, and I will be right back. Actually, let's move this out of the way. Y'all can watch them construct. Better. I hate it when it's too loud. What do we got? Another injured woodcutter. More migrants. Let's see. What is everybody doing? Yep. Poor woodcutter. Alright, I'm going to make you a woodcutter too. Oh, I'm back, by the way, so we'll turn that off. Alright. Who's that? Stray bull. Let's slaughter everybody who's grown up enough and will give us their prime meats. And let's go ahead and build some furniture, since they probably have had a chance to make it by now. Not too many things made. Alright. This will lure people into our inn. We'll do some tables in the library. Chair and a chair. Let's see how we're doing on our other furnitures. Let's take care of our administrators first, who tend to like to have these things, and we'll complain first about it. Now, I haven't set these up yet, but I'll get to that. But may as well give them cabinets and chests. Oops, not where I wanted it. Okay. Out of tables. We got our people digging. What are y'all working on digging? Alright, they're starting to work on the areas. Let's build the wells. One thing I do like to have set up, but I've never known if it really works or helps the dwarves any, is for them to have a dedicated dining area. And I always figured, if you're going to dine, you know, have a big grand hall, do it next to where everybody's sick, so they can at least yell from their beds and feel like they're part of the company. So we're just going to make a big room first, and I'll start lining it with chairs and shit in a little while. And we'll designate it dining room. My wife said since I'm talking so much I need to drink a lot more, so Hopefully you don't have to hear me do that too often. Oh, I got interrupted doing this, didn't I? Alright, one thing I'll do... We'll do our dyes here. And dyes are in the food area under milled plants, I think. Let's see. Yes, there we go. So I turn on the dyes, and they will now be stored here. Alright. Next, we'll do 3 different types of cloths, and I like to have them split up by their types. So we'll start of the 4. We'll do metal much later. There's only metal is made from what do they call it? Adamantium. And you know what? That's kind of hard to get. So we'll wait to set those up, and they usually go in a specialized area anyway. Alright, so we got yarn set up. Cloth plants, all types, except plus, where was I? Silks, all the silks can go here. I don't bother separating the threads because they get turned into cloths. So we just put all the threads together, except of course the metal. Okay, so those are set up. I save this later for the craft drawers once I decide if there's something I want to focus on. What I do like to do is over here, though, we'll set up a storage area specifically for gems, and then I'll lock them so that we always have a couple of gems in hand. And you know what? That's a good idea to do over here for something like shells. So why don't I set that up over here, too? And I need to set up my other refuse areas too. Alright, so we'll put some shells and some bones here. I've never seen a strange mood need anything else from here. Usually it's either bones or shells. So we'll just do those 2, and then we want to turn off, make sure bins and stuff are off. And then we can come back and lock any items that show up in there so that they don't get used, and we can start crafting the other ones. Alright, now we need a place to put our nasty refuse and corpses. And I like to put them out of the way because of the miasma. So we'll just... Let's see. No, we don't want to do it right under it. We want to do it 1 under. 2... Let's see. And then 1, 2, 3. There we go. Alright. One day, guys, I'm going to get past my counting problem. Alright. So those can dig. Now that this is dig, we will get our gems in here. We just want rough gems, and we want no bins. There we go. Alright, how are we doing on stones? We've got to keep the blocks keeping made. Whoops, break time. Alright, keep going. Let's go ahead and get rid of the jet blocks too while we're here. The bauxite is still going. Okay, soon we'll be able to set up our corpse and refuge area where nobody will be bothered by the miasma it creates. And we're going to leave shells and bones on, because it should fill up the other stockpile first, since it's first in memory. But you know what? I don't know if that's true or not. We'll have to figure that out later. Alright, and now corpses. Alright, and then until we get our graveyard set up, this is where all of our corpses will go. And you know what? That's something we can start setting up. Alright. So we've got, this is our living level, this is our temples. After this is where I put the guild halls, 9, alright, and then 10, this is where our graveyard will be. So let's go ahead and set up the cemetery. Get them to cut out a square first. And your royals will also need special cemetery. So I like to dig that out early so we can get that taken care of. Okay. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. I guess it's kind of like reading out loud when I'm counting out loud. All right, dwarves, stay busy. Yeah, it looks like I've got them too busy to be working on the stuff upstairs. But that's fine. We can still continue to outline it while they are busy doing other things. All right. Alright, I think that went through most of my microclimate blocks for the moment. And we're almost there. We've just got 4 more quadrants. Let's see, did the trees get cut up top at least? Yes, they did. This is what I call terraforming. I just come up here and cut all this crap down. This tree will need to get out of the way. Alright. So, dwarves, you stay busy. Uh-oh. We got one guy getting into the frowny. Now, until I can get a waterfall set up, when they start getting into the orangish frowny instead of yellow-orange, I'll cheat, and I'll show you all how to do that, because it's bound to happen. Let's see, what else we need to do. Uh-oh, who's stranded? Idiot in a tree. Let's cut down the tree he's in and hope he doesn't get hurt. doing in a tree? Oh, you're one of the miners, aren't you? Alright. Let's see if the carper can do it without killing himself. Alright, how do I get rid of you? There we go. Alright, and since that's out of the way, we'll continue our terraforming. And get rid of everything up to the wall. That way, all of our enemies, when they come in, they're going to be on the same level before they have to find a way into the fortress. You go here. Let's see. Where do I want the wagons to come from? Ooh. Yes, I kind of like that idea. Let's do that. Alright, I'm going to set this up so our wagons come through in this direction. This way I'm digging through what is otherwise useless surface dirt, and there's less of the wagon way that I'll have to cover later on. But eventually it's going to come through here, come down here in an L shape, and then reconnect to this right here to go here. And then this lets me, in the future, set up traps so that if any mega beasts come in before I can close a drawbridge, they'll have plenty of spike traps or whatever to deal with on a longer route. Because they'll run pretty fast. But I'm going to need more microcline blocks. Let's see how they're coming over here. Jet blocks are going. Let's get more microcline blocks being cut. And I'm going to keep setting up things the way I like to have them for when the miners end up having free time. Set these things as, you know, slightly lower priority so that important digging can occur first. Alright, now in this quadrant I like to do royal bedroom. So you'll see, this is another reason I love my little 3x3 get up so much, is how flexible it is with the different arrangements you can make with it. So I'll give my royals on each side of a center, gigantic offices, gigantic bedrooms, and dining rooms. And then they get connected at a center point. Alright, so you do a central bedroom. And then they get connected. Also gives me plenty of room to add flooring and furniture and whatever else the royals end up asking for when they finally arrive. And then this area is where I set up the barracks for training. Yeah, let's do those in 4. It's usually one of the latter things that I focus on, because getting your military is, you know, really is kind of a pain in the ass. Alright, that's 2. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be the midpoint. Yep. Gotta be careful with my counting. And I usually find that 6 different troops are enough. But when you get to the late stage game where everything's coming pretty easily and you're not worried about food or anything else, might need more, but we can set up new barracks in a different location. Eventually we'll want more wells. No reason not to just go ahead and dig them out and get them looking good. Okay. So, this is looking pretty good. This is also where I like to store weapons and armor for the barracks and ammo. So I'm going to go ahead and set those up. We'll take care of the details later for what they get set up into. But this makes it convenient for when they go to train. They can grab the latest and greatest stuff. Alright. Then we'll come down. Alright. These are our living quarters. Let's go ahead and get the rest of these set up to start digging. Because soon enough, you've got 140, 180 dwarves, and they have no place to sit. And this is the perfect time to be taking care of those things instead of digging deeper before you're ready, like some idiots I know. Okay, next batch. Oh, I'm not talking. This is why we want macros, guys. And like I said, when I'm not too lazy, I may just take a day and figure the crap out. And then maybe make a video to teach people how to do it. But for now, I want to get my fortress set up so we're good for a couple of years getting things prepped. And then we'll do some digging and try to get our metal industry going. Okay. Now, this level we want to set up as the guild halls. What do we got? Anything interesting? Somebody's mortally afraid. I don't know why. He's probably the one who's orange. Alright, what? We're cutting fours right now. We're already into the... Well, let's give him something bigger to take care of. Let's see. Alright, this can be a generic temple, so we're going to set this up just to keep them busy digging something. So I don't have to worry about them cutting into areas I'm trying to draw. Okay. You know, and I never know if one level is enough for all the guild halls that we're going to end up needing. But we'll find out. There are always more levels, even when you're playing on a small 2x2. They can just be difficult to conquer. The other nice thing about doing a lot of your digging before you try to go deeper is that you'll have plenty of stone to make blocks out of. And as you saw from my massive gaff earlier, you're going to need lots of blocks. So we shall plan for that. Alright, I'm going to make you important so that you guys are still digging while I'm still drawing. Now we have an entire level of guild halls drawn up. Alright, somebody in the chat. Hey there, bro coder. I need to get this so that it makes noises. That way I'll know when somebody's typing. I have it up on my screen so I can see it all the time. But for some reason I'm just don't pay attention because I'm hyper-focused. I guess some people get like that. I guess the latest thing these days is to call it ADHD. Which I guess you kind of have to play this game, huh? Alright, how's everything else coming? I need to plug in. Yes, I do need to plug in from my chat. What I need to do is enlist my daughter to help me. She does live streaming all the time, and I think she even has a chat set up that's got like where you can get moderators and such involved. So I don't know if we'll ever have enough message people to need that, but if I could just have sounds when people type something, that would be great. 20 minutes. Oh wow, I guess I have been going for a while, haven't I? Yeah, started a little after 3. Already took a break. We got our guys going. And look at that. We're in our 2nd year, guy. Alright. Now we got to start worrying about the surface a little bit more and make sure these things start getting done. So, I'm going to turn off forcing them to do their work, and we will slow down on the blocks we don't need, so we'll pause the jet blocks. Let's see, I think that's the only massive thing we've got going right now. We've got, oh, and furniture being built, yes, but I want them to catch up with that for things they don't have made yet. Because what we'll need to start next are making cages, because we need our trap system in place. Make wooden cage. Oh, we want that as a work order. There's my thing. You can't type if you've already typed. Makes no sense. If empty cages are less than 42, that's usually a good number to work with. Satisfied for next check. Alright, so they'll start making cages. And my extra dwarves should be able to do something. Oh, and we want to go ahead and turn off the gem cutting if we can. Why is he hanging out there? Because we got paused at the end of the thing. Alright. Alright. Oh, and like I promised, we need to lock the gems that we're storing here for emergency backup. Same thing with the bones over here, and so we should get some shells when the dwarf eats them eventually. Eats the turtles and lobsters and that business. Okay. Alright, you guys are busy out here, but nobody's building anything. Alright, let's flatten out this area. And when you have big boulders like this in the area, we're going to be doing constant construction in for a while. We want to smooth them out as we see them. Because, and I really should have done it at a higher priority. We'll fix that. And we'll fix this smoothing too, to be higher. We don't want to smooth the side of the hill we've done over here. Because we want if anybody shows up from this edge, we want them to have a way to get down. And not just be stuck up there where they can shoot arrows at us forever. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I like to do a solid surface 5 spots out from here. It makes for a very good cage trap area where I set up. But I always start right here and at the other areas I've set up, because this is where the bridges go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I get that far down here? Yes, I did. So area 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and eventually my dwarves will catch up and these things will get built. Yeah, look, they finally got a floor built, so I guess they're starting to work on things. I just don't know where yet. Not where I want them to. Let's see if we've had enough microcline blocks created to continue our wall. Alright, so that did 31 needed. Nope, we gotta let them catch up with that too. Alright. What are you guys doing? Making everything else. Luckily, it takes a couple of years for invaders to show up when you're playing in just a wild savage area, not an evil biome. And the settings aren't too hard. So, I'm gonna let this run for a little bit while I look up the question and answer for the chat. Oh, I guess I could play that, but I'm not gonna. Okay. Let me set things to be right back, and hopefully I'm done before the elves show up. Although I'm not sure they show up second here. We'll find out. Alright, I'm back. Now my dwarves are working on the outside. Good guys. Alright, do have to clear some more trees here to complete the path we want to create for our wagons. Alright, we got that. This also should mean we have enough microcline to do walls. We don't, but we have enough to do a couple of spots. Oops, I can't count. Adding one more. Okay, I can add the bridges for our inner wall. Get those started. we go. Let's set up the levers for it. This becomes our first line of defense. Let's do it right here. Then we can start setting up the bridges for the others as soon as they have some floors in place. Let's get our main bridge done here. And I like to go ahead and make that one go all the way out, because it doesn't really matter. But we do need a lever for it. And I should probably put all the levers closer inside, but eventually I like to have my fortress have a way in and out. Let's see. I don't have that yet, so we're going to do a stair downstairs. Need more blocks. Gotta keep you guys going. Let's make sure you are asterisked. Make me blocks, and you do it more than anything else. Microcline. There we go. Oh, and we're up to a lot of dwarves now. We got 35. Do I have enough beds yet set up? Yes, I do. Let's see if we have enough furniture for them yet. Ooh! My first strange mood. I didn't even notice. Alright, so we got a wood earring. And here's what we do, guys. We're going to create a... First, we've got to build our pedestals. So, let's get those built first. Display. Glad I had some being made. And I hadn't even zoned this as a temple yet. So, here we go. Meeting area. Oh, we get to see how many gods we have, too. How many deities do we have to worship? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, good. It's not too many. Alright, but this first place we're setting up for no specific deity, just so we have a place for people to worship till we can do everything else. Look at those stupid carpenters, woodcutters, hurt himself again. That guy's not too bright. Alright, but here's the key for this. You set up a pedestal in one of these little alcoves that I've created. We get the item in there. Now, if you've played the game and you haven't, developed these sort of niceties and fines yet. Alright, so there we go. He's got that earring in place. We build a wall in front of it. It can't be stolen. But we'll still add value to the room. And this becomes important, particularly when you get a temple that they want you to upgrade, or a guild hall that they want you to upgrade. And it also helps because nobody likes to have your stuff stolen, right? So you're the one who should be out there raiding the goblins and getting their artifacts that they've stolen. So, there, that's taken care of. We've got a general temple area for people to begin praying in, which should help make them happy. I still got this one orange guy. Oh, it's a child. They always get upset. What are his thoughts? Oh, he must have been hauling the refuse and choked on the miasma. We'll let him stay upset. Okay. Now back to the other bridges. Because just because they're built doesn't mean they're doing anything. We've got to build them and link them to the levers. so those are built. Levers should be in place. Link the lever. Link it. Link it. Link it. Alright, good. Let's get a little bit more construction done here. That tree down. We need a lot more blocks. But we also have a lot more dwarves. So I'll tell you what, let's get them super busy. We can keep going with the jet blocks for now. Microclimb. Alright, so we got 2 more going. Already did that. How many do we have not busy? Things are going. Alright, let's see. I'm setting up some work orders to make sure we just have things on hand in case we need them later. How are we on? Alright, so our diggers are still working on some areas, but I don't mind adding others. And this is where I set up blocks for the soap industries and such. And somebody just texted me, so I gotta see what that is. It was Trump. God, I'm so tired of the election garbage. And I don't know why they're still doing it. But they get delete and report junk every time I get it. Okay. We will need more wood furnaces eventually in the future, so I'm going to go ahead and get them going since we've got enough dwarves to handle the workload. And same thing with the kitchens. And that should be an industry we should be able to go ahead and get started on, even though we don't really have enough meat in our stores to do it yet. But we can limit how many we make. I just go right for the lavish meals, but not as a task. We want to do it as a work order. Alright, we'll start with 50. We can always increase it later. And cookable items are greater than 10. Alright, that should keep that shop busy. I've already got processed plants happening there. Our drinks are getting to a level where we can start separating them from the other food if we get this finished digging out. What else can we do? We can set up our dining area. How many do we have? We don't have a lot. Whoops. Let's do one side first. We'll come back and do the other side later. Ah! But one common complaint among dwarves is there aren't enough chairs. You need a table and a chair in order to have a dining room. Although for some reason you only need a chair for an office. But if you have just a table, your dwarves will never eat at it, even though you can designate it as a dining room. And I guess it kind of makes sense. We'll get a door on here. And designate a dining hall. There we go. Alright, how are things looking down here and here? And now we're into summer. No elves, but maybe we'll get a human caravan. I like them because they're cheap and they carry a lot of stuff usually. Particularly food and fishes, so you can really get your prepared meal industry going and turn off the gyms. Well, at least stop selling the gyms. We'll see how that goes. Alright, we got this set up. Let's go ahead and finish carving out. And up in the bedroom area, we've already got 35 dwarves, which means the next wave will probably be even bigger. Let's get prepped for it. Use closest. Hopefully they've had enough time to make 42 beds. Looks like it. Yeah, and this keeps our guys pretty busy for a little while anyway, moving the furniture around. Doors. Lots and lots of doors. Alright, now let's get some furniture in our other bedrooms. Always start with the cabinets and the chests. Otherwise they'll start scattering their clothes on the floor. And they get upset about that. I don't know why. They don't get upset about these large boulders in their room. But they get upset if they don't have a place to put their clothes and powders and stuff. Guess it's a matter of scale. Alright. Chests. And then we'll go back to the surface, because if I remember, we still had some bridges to connect. And we need to start up our cage system. Our traps. Alright, here we go. Ah! I forgot to turn off the build auto. Oh. Actually, I'm not going to bother with putting a floor everywhere around. So let's just go ahead and start some traps. One. which can be closest material. We have lots of mechanisms at the moment. But we need enough to catch a group of goblins. They usually come in groups at the beginning of 10 or so. Alright, and then hopefully we've had enough time to make the blocks we need. Tree grew. Damn it, did my stupidity again. Select material. Yes. Okay. Now levers. We have one there. We need one here. It has to be lower though. Put that in. Yes, I did. Let's put that in a place where we can actually use it in the future, because we're going to block off that wall. And then here, it will be here. Let's get the wall built. And that tree needs to be cut. Go. Now I cover any water that crosses into my fort area because goblins will go underneath and find a way in, and we don't like that. So all open water areas get covered if they're on the other side of the fence. And thankfully it's not that big of a deal, but it takes up your precious blocks that take much too long to create. Yes, and if the blocks weren't so precious this early in the game, I would just slap them down in big clumps over it. But since I need so many later when we get into the caverns, I gotta do it sparingly. Alright, there we go. Getting there. almost there. Yay! Alright, now I'll link these bridges now that I have all the levers in place. And finally, that one. Alright, let's get the rest of the cages set up for our other openings. Traps. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, and you know what? We don't have a storage area for cages yet, so we don't know how many we actually have. Let's get that taken care of. Alright, let's... No, we don't need that massive of an area. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 7 times 14. Seven times 14, 98. Alright, so now this will hold 98 cages, so I'm going to go set up our work order and modify it. Alright, that way our empty cages will fill that area up once I have the area. See, look at that. We're up to 41 dwarves now. I got this done, but I did not create rooms out of it, did I? I did not. There we go. And the top row. Alright, now I gotta make sure my digging dwarves are actually digging. And we need to set some other new dwarves to be diggers too, because we will need more than just the 4 or 5. And we got more animals to concern ourselves with. Move all the red animals up here. See, you get more dwarves, you get all these pets. It's so annoying. But let's set up the other guys for slaughter. Whoever is big enough to be slaughtered shall be slaughtered. And do you know what else we can start? We can start our pigtail industry now. We got enough people going, so summer will be pigtails, autumn pigtails. And what the hell, we'll get the other things, the others going too. Quarry bushes. And sweet pods. Okay. After sweet pods are... Did I do dimple cups yet? No. And then I think all that's left now is cave wheat. Okay. Now that we've done that, we need to set up our processed plants. What am I doing? That's what we need. Alright, how are we doing on drinks? We're going to need more stills soon. Damn it. Alright, let's clear some of this out of the way. Resume constructions on things that aren't being worked on. Who else was a miner? I got rid of 2. We only had the 3. Now we got 2 new ones. Who else can become a miner? We'll quit at the end of the summer. Alright, I'm back. Let's see what's been going on. Creatures got slaughtered. I've been short on cages, but they should be making cages. Those areas should be ready to stockpile too. Ooh, look, all the crops are growing. Animals. This is where you store your empty cages. Don't turn on the other animals, because we are going to turn them on right here. Animals all, but we're going to leave empty cages and animal traps off. So this way, any animals we catch come right here, right next to the butcher, and then the butcher can have fun butchering. Alright. What do we have everybody doing? Uh-oh. Some people have nothing to do. We gotta keep them busy, guys. Alright, we're gonna need more people to dig. You think you can come to my town and be a fisher? No. You are now a miner. Where's another one? You are also a miner. We want to get these areas cleared out. Dig, 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 dig. Where are the other two that I set? There we go. Dig, dig. Let's see what else we can keep our dwarves busy with till we're ready to do more stuff. We can make even more rock mechanisms, because we have lots of bauxite. We're making jet blocks. We have a lot more dwarves now, so let's see if we have any more marcasite to make mugs out of. We do! Won't last long. What else do we have? Let's get all our microcline created. Okay. We've got that going. Now this is going to be where I bring the lava up to do our magma industries. And it won't hurt to go ahead and dig this out now, just so we have more stone to work with. This is all dolomite, limonite. What do we have down here? That's kind of frustrating. It's all chalk. Alright, they still haven't gotten to the other bedrooms. Or all of these. Okay. Oh! So much for the poor dwarves to do, and they aren't moving fast enough. Let me set this up to just go ahead and dig all of the graveyard areas. And it looks like we're not getting any humans to trade with. And that is frustrating. We'll have to send an emissary out. Let's see what's going on in the world. We only have 2 dwarven civilizations? Where's everybody else? I forget how to zoom in on things. Oh no! We're on a little island and we can't get anywhere! Oh, that's frustrating. Am I gonna have to start over? God, that's frustrating. Yeah, we've got nothing else. Oh, I swear I'm frustrated as hell. Alright. Well, looks like it's time to finish this up for the day anyway. It's the end of my workday and I am tired. I hope y'all have been learning a lot as I say goodbye. And I'll try to be back soon.